The two bodies, as they've now come to know, were exactly the friend the other needed at exactly the right time. This is their story. The city of New Orleans on the mighty Mississippi is a place many people and pets call home. Jamming your jazz and dressing up Anthony and Mardi Gras, it is bustled with life day and night. But on August 29, 2005, Hurricane Katrina bore down on the city and everyone who lived there, including a list of a cat and one puppy. Winds soared to 110 miles per hour. Rain pounded hard and fast. Long winds pushed walls of water from the Zachary library to lay frontage. Plenty of buggies floating back the lake gave way. Water poured into the city deeper and deeper. People who saved from the storm were found horses their homes. They had to say goodbye to everyone they loved. Many were told they could not do their friends. Bobby and Bobcat were left behind. Bobby had been together with a reason for change. Bobcat stayed by their side. Together in the final week, they waited for help to come. After the storm, volunteers from across the country came to New Orleans to lend a hand. They brought food and water. The rescued people shared their own food to their homes, and they rescued many animals. But with so much damage and confusion, the two bodies were not rescued. Their food and water gone, Bobby finally broke free. Grabbed hold of the chain with Bobcat close beside her. In the early days after the hurricane, the two bodies tried to make their way around oily water where they wouldn't breathe. After the waters receded, they traveled the local streets with no place to call home. Month after month passed as Bobby and the Bobcat wandered the devastated city. Their days and nights were filled with danger. Packs of hungry, homeless dogs roamed the streets, fighting smaller animals for food. Were Bobby and Bobcat chased away from any scraps they might have found? With little food to eat or clean water to drink, Bobby's ears became the show. Bobcat's brown sugar markings started to fade to a dull white. One day in January, 4 long months later, Bobby and Bobcat stranded on a job site. A construction crew hammered and sawed, fixing up an hotel damaged by the hurricane. The worker's dog rushed over to play with Bobby. The dog's owner, which knows Bobcat too. He saw how good the two strays were and began feeding them. He shrunk Bobby's chain, leaving enough to jiggle on the ground because Bobcat liked to follow it. But every time Rich tried to touch Bobcat, Bobby growled. After a week of caring for the two bodies, Rich got some bad news while his boss came to the job site. He had been given permission for one dog, but not two dogs and a cat. Said Bobby and Bobcat had to go. Rich was determined to take someone else to a safe place. But Bobby still growled whenever Rich got too near Bobcat. She would not let him pick up or even touch her friend. So Rich brought a bowlful of kibble. Bobby followed the food to Rich Van, and Bobcat followed Bobby. Rich drove them to a temporary shelter that best friends animals decided to set up in a celebration station, a former video game arcade. The shelter was completely filled with homeless dogs and cats, but a volunteer welcomed them in, even naming them Bobby and Bobcat for their bobtails. They were placed in separate rooms. All night long, Bobby howled and barked. Bobcat paced back and forth. No one could sleep with Bobby making such a ruckus. So volunteers made a large pen for her and Bobcat, and saw a carrier inside Bobby's new cage. Bobby lay in front of Bobcat and whimpered. The volunteers opened the small cage to see what would happen. The two bodies touched noses, together again at last. For the next few minutes, the volunteers studied Bobby and Bobcat. They noticed how Bobcat stayed close to Bobby. They saw how he walked with his neck stuck out and how he carefully lifted his front paws, facing them down as if he was unsure what he might step on. Someone waved a hand in front of Bobcat's face. Bobcat did not jump back. Another volunteer waved their hand. Bobcat did not even blink. Everyone was stunned. Bobcat was blind. All that time on their own, Bobby had been Bobcat's seeing eye dog.
Next step is seeing eye dog. If you could hear it okay. Oh.
Miss Nancy,
I'm sorry. How sweet. How sweet.
The volunteers and even a ace cat detective searched for the gave it left to try. The two copies made a television appearance on CNN's Anderson Cooper 360 Degrees. The very next day, the Best Friends volunteers left New Orleans. One of them drove Bobby and Bobcat to the Best Friends Animal Sanctuary in Utah, where they would stay until a new family could be found. They were on their way west when the race began. Hundreds of people wanted to adopt them. It would take a very special family to adopt them together. The volunteers made a list and invited people on it to come and meet the two Bobbies. Only Melinda and her Boston Terrier, Gus Gus, made the long trip to Utah. That night, Bobby and Bobcat hastened over with Melinda and Gus Gus and one of the cottages on the sanctuary grounds. Would the two Bobbies choose Melinda? The next morning, everyone knew the answer. Bobby and Bobcat rushed up to Melinda like an elephant. They also liked Gus Gus, and he liked them. Finally, Bobby and Bobcat have found their new family. Now they live with Melinda, Gus Gus, and Amonia on our ranch in St. Louis. Bobcat had a window seat to sit in. He likes to play with the robot vacuum cleaner. He wears it on all by himself. Bobby helps him with the ranch chores. She goes along on horse rides. On hot days, she lounges in the frog and fairy pot. At the end of every day, Bobby and Bobcat snuggle up together. They have toys and treats and lots of new friends, even a camel. Best of all, they have each other.
Woo! That was so good!
Yeah.
We're at the Zachary Library for Palooza and Storytime. And my friend Miss Nancy Lockett got all of this together. And we've got Miss Laurie here with our beautiful kitties from
Thousands
CAA.
of others, the two Bobbies lost their family and everything dear to them when Hurricane Katrina hit New Orleans. After they came to live with Melinda and Gus Gus, their vet discovered debris and grit deep inside Bobcat's ear canals. His right eardrum was broken. Did Bobby snatch Bobcat from the dirty floodwaters that had filled New Orleans? No one will ever know, but it is very likely that a blind cat like Bobcat would not have made it without Bobby's protection. In turn, the Bobcat's friendship made Bobby stronger and given her a reason to go on. Bobby and Bobcat started living in Katrina. They did it by lending each other.
Oh, that's so good. Great story.
What? Yeah.
We should do that. That's a good idea from the location. Thank you, Kelly and Mackenzie.
How to properly clean kennels, how to recognize intestinal parasites, how to do just day-to-day operations in the shelter. So we're very appreciative of the Ocean Festival. And how we got started was after Katrina, and you can imagine all the devastation, animals, and we probably had 300 to 400 animals in a hay barn that we were taking care of with a crew of inmates and a bunch of volunteers from the Humane Society that were taking care of. Well, Secretary of Corrections kind of came up with the idea of starting a shelter. So through a grant through the Humane Society in the United States, we built an emergency shelter and a adoption center. It's probably the only one in the country that operates on the level we do. We have a surgical suite, we have vets that volunteer to come in and spay and neuter. And that's how we're able, and we have a lot of people who donate things to us. So we're able to kind of operate on a lower cost. You know, we have inmate labor, to be an inmate, and it's a pretty good deal to be, work in the shelter. So I got a pretty long waiting list of inmates who want to get in there. But to be able to get in there, after good conduct, working towards getting there. If they don't have their GED and they don't have their education, they're working on getting that. Can't be a sex offender or have animal cruelty charge. But I got some guys that work in there that have 40 years, so they're probably gonna be with me. He's a real good trainer. Probably about as tough as they come, but when it comes to those animals, he eases up a pretty good bit. And there's a lot of studies done on what inmates work with animals, how kind of use of the lumber, it's kind of a more relaxed atmosphere, because you can imagine probably intense environment prison holds. Those inmate animals kind of help ease that up. And So you can kind of appreciate what they're going through, how it helps out. We can hold probably about 300 animals at the shelter in an emergency situation. We have plenty of pens, we have a big pavilion-style barn that we can put the animals in. Like at these floods here, we probably had 200 animals under that barn during the floods, not too long ago. So we got animals from CAA and from Department of Ag for people who had to turn in their animals, and so we're housing them. So we got the inmates that know how to do it. In fact, one of them, the little guy you see working out there in the front, he's gotten his veterinary assistance certification through the correspondence course.
Awesome.
And I got a couple guys that's done that, and the other one's working on it. So it does a lot of good. It's going to be, hopefully, we've only been started since 2010, so we really don't have a lot of, like I said, I've always looked for the inmates to have a lot of time, so that you're not having to retrain people all the time. So we really hadn't had a lot of data on rehabilitation.
So that convinced me that's what I needed to do, and it's really been great. I loved it, and so do consider volunteering. And we'll turn this over to Lori Font now. I know people are having to leave. Lori is over a volunteer program there, as well as she teaches at Baton Rouge High.
So let me ask all my kids if they're here playing with my kitty cat.
Yeah, listen
Let
up,
me ask
kids.
y'all, y'all know what an animal shelter is?
Yes.
What is it?
It's like where they keep dogs and cats and any animal.
Animals that are lost, right? And then sometimes you get animals that people just can't take care of anymore. So we're what's called an open intake shelter, and we're y'all's community shelter. So what we do is we serve East Baton Rouge Parish, and we take care of all those kitties and dogs and everything else that's lost their way. And we take care of them, and then we have a wonderful fostering program that we drive Miss Nancy into. She's failed.
And the Sam,
And the Sam, yes. So we drive them in. We welcome volunteers. We welcome children as volunteers. We love for kids to get involved. They just come with a parent, and we can do special programs for them. We do Girl Scouts. We do Boy Scouts. They come to schools and do programs. So we are there for you. So I have lots of information over there that if you're interested in any of those programs, I can help you out. And all of our kitties would like to go home with us today.
Yes, think about it, think about it.
Yes. All of them need homes. We currently cost about 350 animals. We get in on average 20 to 30 animals every year.
We cannot have cats in our house. We don't have exotic animals like snakes.
Do y'all have any questions about the shelter? What happens out there?
And if you make the dog tug toys, and if you don't have a dog at home that you want to take it to, we can certainly send it home.
Yes, we have
to the
lots of
shelter
dogs. We
with
have
her
dogs
dogs.
too. I just brought kitties.
Yes, they have lots of dogs. We
Lots
just
of
want to
dogs.
include both. And they're wonderful dogs, because three of them are
Yes,
out right
right
now.
now.
Wonderful. Any questions?
Yes, ma'am. We have our website, so you can look right here. If you go to our website, all of our available are listed. But like I said, we get in animals every day. So honestly, the best thing is to come out to the shelter and look. But you know, a lot of our hours are we're every 7 days a week, 10 to 5. It's awesome. Okay.
And when you go in, it can be intimidating.
It can be. It's loud.
The dogs are so excited to see you.
Yeah.
I mean, the first time I went there,
I think it's a
it was just, yes, I know.
Whose son is this? Whose son is this? And we talk to right now,
Yes,
right?
yes. The dog went up and stay real small. I said exactly right.
Are you out of lemonade? Are you out of lemonade?
She's
Out of business.
not going to stay real.
We need to find you some lemonade.
In the window, that little, maybe it's a terrier or something. They're too unfamiliar.
Little Chihuahua terrier things.
Probably.
One that just says huge.
I didn't see
I think
them.
you're both still there.
They were huge, huge. I mean, I'm like, oh.